Bruce Willis's wife, Emma Willis, has written a book called The Unexpected Journey that I would recommend to any family caregiver. You may recall that after a long career starring in film classics such as Die Hard, Pulp Fiction, and The Sixth Sense, Bruce Willis then made a truckload of films that were roasted by the critics and went straight to video. The Golden Raspberry Awards even created a Worst Bruce Willis Film of 2001 category. They had 8 movies that year to choose from. But that was before his family announced that there was something seriously wrong with Bruce. Bruce Willis, we learned, had aphasia, word-finding problems, problems ending sentences, problems coming up with words to start sentences. One director said that Willis had to be cued constantly on the set and that pages of dialogue had to be boiled down to just a few lines so they could get done with that day's shooting. My wife Diane was initially diagnosed with aphasia, and I feel like a term like aphasia or mild cognitive impairment are words that doctors come up with to mostly delay the inevitable, which is when they have to tell family members that their loved ones have dementia. In Bruce Willis's case, frontotemporal dementia, a form that's less common than Alzheimer's, attacks a different part of the brain, and in addition to aphasia and other cognitive problems, often produces changes in personality that are quite striking. Emma Willis has now written a book that details her unexpected journey caring for Bruce's dementia while also raising the couple's 2 children. To me personally, I think it's huge that she didn't wait until Bruce was gone and her journey was completed for her to write this book. I did a podcast called The Diane Project while my wife was still alive and we were on this journey together. And I think that there are insights that you gain in the moment that maybe you forget or aren't as important after the journey is over. So I'm really glad that she wrote this book when she did. Because say what you want about them being Hollywood and her having money and celebrity status and not having to worry like other family caregivers about how she was going to provide, Emma Willis had to do the same thing as every other family caregiver. She had to make a big adjustment to her loved one as she knew him disappearing. And in that moment, it's very hard not to obsess about what is being taken away from you and to instead reframe, refocus, reset, and think about what you can bring to this unexpected journey of caring for your loved one. She writes, "When Bruce was first diagnosed, I was angry and I wasted precious energy fighting it and fighting it. But I know who wins in the end. The disease. You can throw all the money you want at it, but it's not stopping. You can put all your energy into it, and it's not stopping." One day I woke up and thought, I don't have a choice about Bruce having this disease, but I do have a choice in terms of how I react. I can wallow in sorrow, or I can take some power back and make the best of it for all of us. I can focus on what we have lost, or I can focus on how much I have gained and what we still have to celebrate, like our 2 bright, fun, healthy daughters and a larger family unit built on mutual respect and admiration. I can let waves of negativity, doom, and constant dread weigh me down, or I can strive for peace. Reading her book, I felt a special affinity for Emma Willis and her situation. Diane was a public speaker, and for years I assisted her in her presentation. Now, I did this mostly because she had low vision. And so as she started to develop more and more problems, seeing the screen, understanding or remembering what it was that she was going to say next, and I became more and more involved as her co-presenter, I just chalked this up to her low vision. She had cataracts, and they were getting worse, and so I assumed that was the problem. It was actually the early stages of what would eventually be diagnosed as Lewy body dementia. I became Diane's caregiver for the 5 years that followed, and they were hard years, but they were also some of the best years. And after I learned many of the same lessons that Emma Willis said she had to learn about dealing with Bruce, we were able to have a very successful caregiving journey, and I was able to make as many days peaceful, painless, and pleasurable for my loved one as I possibly could. Yes, caregiving is hard, stressful, and scary, Emma Willis writes. Yes, we are alone in so much of what we do, day by day, but reframing this journey can make it a little lighter and brighter, especially if you have other people traveling it with you.